Let us see Avasthatrayvivek. There are three states: Jagruti, Swapna and Sushupti. The waking, dreaming and deep sleep. We shall see the discrimination between these three states and then the oneness of these three states. Jagruti, the waking state. In this state, our mind and the sensory organs are active. Therefore, we interact with the world. In dream state, our mind is active and the experiences of the waking world are reflected in the dream state. In deep sleep, there is absence of mind and sensory organs. And as there is no interaction with the world, with the sensory organs, there is no subject-object relationship. Therefore, this state is also called as bliss. Actually, it's not the eternal bliss, because when you wake up from the sleep, you have to interact with the world. Therefore, bliss cannot be attributed to this deep sleep, but temporary happiness can be exhibited with this state. In dream state, you project the world. You see, you experience persons, places or events that take place in your dream. Actually, these impulses are carried forward from the waking state itself. But the persons, events or the place that you see in your dream state are projected by you yourself. There are no different persons or places or events. You have given them presence, existence. You yourself become those persons or events. Sant Dhaneshwar, in his masterpiece Dhaneshwari, states, Swapni chiti vichitra sena, nichi zhalo hoto na. Means you yourself project the world in your dream state. And in the same way, as the objects in the dream are mithya, false, in the same way the objects, the persons, the events that you come across, you have to deal with, you have to interact with, transact with, are also transient, temporary, mithya, false, because you yourself project this world. But we suffer because we are unable to realize that this world is our projection, our own projection of our supreme self nature. When we wake up from sleep, we say that I slept very happily. I slept just like a log. Who says this? It's the Atman, the Sakshi, the witness, the Turiya, which is the substratum of all the three states, the base of all three states, the Turiya, the Atman. It says that I slept just like a log, because it was present in your waking state, in your dream state and your sleep state. It does not lose its presence. It is actually called as alupta druk. Druk is the witness, the Sakshi, and Alupta is which does not disappear at any stage. In any state, it is always present. It is the eye without eyelid. It does not sleep. It encompasses all these three states. It's present anytime, everywhere. And it's the Sakshi which says that I had a beautiful or horrible dream. I slept just like a log. This world is full of suffering. It's a Sakshi to all these three states. There is a beautiful story from the life of Emperor Janaka. Emperor Janaka was asleep in his palace, and all of a sudden he woke up and he heard the screaming of the guards, and people and guards were running from here to there throughout the palace. And he asked the guards, "What has happened?" The guards replied that an enemy has invaded our kingdom. We have to fight the battle. So the emperor, he took his armor, he led the army and fought a terrible battle with the enemy. But subsequently he was defeated in the battle, and he was brought in front of the winning emperor. The winning emperor said that, "As you belong to a royal blood, we shall not kill you, but we expel you from this kingdom." Accordingly, Emperor Janaka was banished from his kingdom, and he was very exhausted. His clothes were torn out, they were covered with filth and dust, and he started moving from door to door, wandering throughout his kingdom. But no one out of the citizens dared to offer him food or water because of the fear of the new emperor. Then Emperor Janaka crossed the border of his kingdom, and in the next kingdom there was a bhandara of prasad was being offered in an ashram to the poor people. And he stood in the queue, and when his turn came up, he reached the counter, and the person who was serving the prasad apologized him. He said that the prasad is over. The Emperor Janaka became very sad. He requested the person who was serving to scrap the bottom of the barrel. Accordingly, the person scrapped the bottom and offered him a little prasad in a throne, in a small vessel, utensil. Emperor Janaka was about to eat the prasad, and all of a sudden some bird came there, and the prasad was spilled over on the ground. And this was the last straw, the last prasad, and he could not have anything other than this. Therefore, the Emperor Janaka, he collapsed on ground, and he started weeping and praying Lord to end his life. And suddenly he woke up from this dream in his palace, on his bed. Now the emperor was a wise person. He was an aspirant of Vedanta and inquisitive in nature. If this would have happened to us in our life, we would have felt relaxed that, oh, it was a dream, it's not the reality. But he was Emperor Janaka, the wise person. And he started asking the question, was that true or is this true? Ye sach ya wo sach? And seeing this state, the guards approached him, asked him of his well-being. No one could cure Emperor Janaka. The queen was escorted with specialist best doctors from the kingdom, but they could not cure Emperor. He continued asking the same question, was that true or is this true? And very soon this news spread into the entire kingdom just like wildfire. Citizens started saying that the king has become senseless. He has become crazy. And when sage Ashtavakra came to know of this, he visited the emperor. Sage Ashtavakra was a sage. He could envision what has happened to emperor. He asked the emperor gradually, see, emperor, the defeat, the pain, the exhaustion that you had in your dream, is it present now? The emperor replied, no, it's not there now. Now, this majesty, this mighty kingdom, empire, this armor, this beautiful queen, was it there in your dream when you had collapsed on the ground, when you were praying the Lord to end your life? Was it there in your dream? Obviously, the emperor replied, no, it was not there. I was totally alone in my dream. I was desperate and exhausted. So, sage Ashtavakra said, neither that was true nor is this true. He elaborated the emperor that neither the dream was true nor this waking state is true. The truth is you yourself, the witness, the Sakshi, who was present in dream and who is present in this waking state. You yourself are the truth. We see in our dream there is water. Can the water from the dream state quench our thirst in our present, in our waking world? Or can the water from our present waking world can quench the thirst in our dream state? No. These are two different states. But the Sakshi, which are mithya, which are false,